What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Married at First Sight. This is season 14, episode 15. Before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do recaps of reality shows. They're in detail. I may not catch every single scene, but I usually pick out the scenes that seem important to me, or maybe pick out some details that you haven't seen. So, as I said before, this is the channel of the number one commenter. I don't get into the likes or the subscriptions. If you rocking with your boy J Dub, you're gonna just do that anyway. However, I need those comments. That's where it's at for me. Because as I tell everybody else, I could be on anybody else's channel making comments, but I put this content out for y'all so I can receive y'all comments, and not only that, for y'all to engage and interact as well. Because yeah, this is my channel. However, we have created a community over here, which is called the Dub Fam. And, with the Dub Fam, we get down in those comments, we laugh, debate, go back and forth, but it's all out of fun. The only rule I ask, or put it out there and say, let's just respect each other. Now, if you want to, again, you want to talk about the little thing in Jasmina eye that keep growing, or you want to talk about maybe Jasmina like little Michael better if he just squeeze his head on the side, say that. That's the motto of this channel. Say what you say. So it don't matter what you say. Just respect each other. And also want to let you know, of course, my videos are behind. Man, I'm probably two videos I haven't even done that I'm behind, but I got to do Married at First Sight. Why? Because it's a 4-part series. I'm still missing Put a Ring on It. I'm still missing Love and Marriage in Huntsville. So I can't promise those videos, but I'll do my best to still try to double back and get those videos because y'all been very patient. Because, of course, I've been on my journey of real estate and it's affecting my busy schedule as is. So let's go ahead and get started with this, the first part of this 4-part series that we're going to be doing Michael and Jasmina. So it starts off with Michael and Jasmina. They're taking a car ride. Well, they're actually coming back from the Vermont couples retreat, and they're discussing in detail about the medium that Michael and Jasmina met with. And I said before that I don't really get into the medium and psychics and all that kind of stuff because I do believe personally that's like some type of energy or areas that you might not want to deal with. I know I don't want to get into that because I do believe it is another realm or a darker side. And this conversation kind of stuck to me more. It reminded me of one of my very favorite movies, but it's probably unpopular to a lot of people. That is Beloved, the one Oprah Winfrey did, Thandie Newton and Danny Glover, where someone wants to bring up, I guess, your traumatic experiences and then have you like almost relive them again. Like when Beloved say, tell me about her, or she wants you to relive all your trauma. And that's what that psychic medium kind of brought out. And I think Jasmine is going right along with it. Who knows? Jasmina might have suggested it to production or something. All y'all saying she a witch anyway. But let me stop. Yeah, Jasmina wants to know, like, well, Michael, what was the medium talking about when she said it was two other people? Now, this is what I'm thinking. Everybody wants to know different things, but couldn't she find something else to talk about than something about the medium or the psychic? Aren't there other things to learn? But yeah, she want to know what the two people are. And Michael pretty much explained that the night his brother got murdered, he got a ride from his friends. And it was a road rage situation. So I guess they got shot up too, or what have you. They was in the car, and that's when Mike was like, "Whoa!" Like the psychic medium is really on to something. And it kind of took let's say a lighthearted turn when they mentioned about children. When Jasmine was saying like, "Well, she did mention that like I was, we're supposed to have twins or whatever," and she like, "Yeah, that was kind of a slip up." And that was a little funny moment because I'm glad they kind of got off that because I truly believe that that's what the psychic medium is for, to kind of pull out all those bad memories and relive them and bring the people in the room that's dealing with and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so let's go to the next scene. So the episode is really based on all the couples having an assignment to do. They're supposed to pay a visit to their past, as far as like their neighborhoods or old homes or places where they used to go. And they're also supposed to write a letter to their younger self. And Jasmine and Michael, they visited Jasmina's old neighborhood in Hartford, Connecticut. And just a fun fact, Connecticut is the most northern place I've been on the eastern United States. I've not that I do, but I actually want to travel like throughout the United States. Not like Steve, though. I don't want to live in my RAV4. I don't have a RAV4. The RAV4 has been ruined since Kanye said, would he rap for to push a RAV4? And I agree. But anyway, yeah, I want to visit different places in the United States. Not each and every single state, but there's a lot of places. Just to say, hey, I was here, I did it, because I just mentioned that I went to Connecticut before. I have family there, but haven't been there since the little kid. But I've never been, I wanted to go say Rhode Island or what's Maine like. Not really Massachusetts, because I hear a lot of bad things about Massachusetts for us. But yeah, I always thought that was strange. I was like, yeah, I gotta go up further. Go up Maine and have some Maine lobster or something like that. But they in Jasmina's hometown or whatever, and they go up to her, her home where she lived at, and Jasmina is pretty much saying, I guess the best part of her old neighborhood was really her school, and her teacher's name was Miss Pataski, and just saying it from one time, she even corrected little Michael on him. I think she was playing with him, but she really got on him, like, you're going to put some respect on Miss Pataski's name. But throughout the conversation, Jasmina was telling Michael that Miss Pataski has pretty much filled like the voids and she had in her life, because of course she felt abandoned with her mother leaving her, father leaving her, and also even dealing with step parents as well. And Jasmina just mentioned like her teacher made her forget like everything in her life. Like she really felt, she felt loved by that teacher. And I thought that was like real special, because we are living in a different age where teachers can't, I guess, teach or be everything that they used to be, because now there's so many rules going on, and some are in place for some reasons. But while Jasmina was talking to Michael, he pretty much discovered that Jasmina maybe unconsciously became a teacher because Miss Pataski showed her so much love. And I thought that was like really a good moment, because we never really get to see Jasmina really become vulnerable, but they always focus on what Michael should do, what Michael should say. And I guess it was different at this point, because the season's almost over, but now this is the first time we really get to see it. And Michael said this was the first time she's really opened up about that. So in Jasmina's letter to her younger self, it was filled with what her life was, filled with trauma and abandonment. And I would like to see more than that. I'm sure, I can't say for sure, but I'm going to say there's other avenues in Jasmina's life other than trauma and abandonment. And we need just something different, because they're making Michael and Jasmina the trauma bonding couple or what have you. But throughout it all, something worked. Michael finally got his solid hug he got from Jasmina, because they're not physically intimate in any kind of way. No kissing, no hugging, no touching, yeah, so Michael got something out the deal. And Michael really affirmed Jasmina in that moment when he was just letting her know that he was like really proud of her, how strong she was, and he appreciated seeing her in that moment just opening up. So they're making some headway. Well, I ain't going to say that, because I don't think Michael got a chance in hell, but they're making some progress because we haven't seen Jasmina be vulnerable at all. So Michael takes Jasmina to his old neighborhood, and it's in Massachusetts somewhere. And Michael was pretty much saying that he lived in a house they pulled up to from the ages of like the beginning of high school to graduation, and how like he had so many happy memories there. And he Michael's letter to his younger self pretty much said that he would pretty much show more emotions throughout his life or whatever, because he always kind of felt like he had to bottle them in, and it was really hard to trust people. And that really something that I could like say truly relate to for like your mothers, grandmothers, anyone. You think like you think they'll always be there, but that's just so far from the truth. Like, and I felt a little something on that one because when you when you expect someone like somebody's a fixture in your life and then they're gone, most people don't really sit children down and like explain the process of death, or just let's say how natural it is. Like everybody we know at some point is going to pass away and not be here. But that's why at times it's very shocking to people. Death is just as natural as life. Um, and and it's something that's a part of why people can't deal with it and just feel like it's a shock because nobody sat down and explained like in real life I'm not going to always be here. And sometimes people say it, but I don't think children can absorb the message as much. But that's why you really got to make a point, because sometimes people are never able to like fully recover when they lose someone, which in Sean is like Michael's been dealing with, but he's been dealing with, I guess he's dealt with an excessive amount of death. Normally people don't get that to experience that as until they get older, but that's how life happens. Sometimes it happens that way. And like I said, he just really focused on that he really wanted to spend a lot more time with his mother, even in places that he didn't want to go. He just really wanted to he wanted to be there with her. And you can see Jasmina sees that he has grown like in sharing and showing that he's vulnerable as well. But he's been doing that. But I mean, to me, him sharing his traumas all the time, to me, doesn't just get it. Like, he has to share the person, but it's always been a focus of Michael sharing his life and being vulnerable. But his concern is pretty much, yeah, we're being vulnerable or we're going closer, but we're not really being romantic. And who wants that? Who wants to just go through a relationship where we're just talking or being just good friends, but that's where it stops? It's almost like being friend zoned in your own marriage. So Michael and Jasmine, they get a house call from Dr. Pepper, and we found a little fact that Jasmine is actually trying to romance Michael, because she mentioned to Dr. Pepper that she bought flowers for Michael, but Michael says like women don't buy flowers for men, and I understood that because yes, you may see it as a romantic vibe, but if you're giving flowers to a man that doesn't want them, that's not a positive step in anything. That's like, what was that like? That's like giving somebody the opposite of their love language. If if their love language is physical touch and you keep buying them gifts, you're doing them and yourself a disservice because you're not loving them the way they want to be. I'm sure you can think of some things to bring for Michael other than flowers. He don't want no flowers, so are you doing it for yourself or whatever? Because sometimes people don't kind of get that. They're like, well, I did something, but no, you didn't do something that they would have enjoyed or they would appreciate or they would like. You did something that you wanted to do or something that you wanted to receive. So, and I kind of thought about that. I don't know if that was a sign. I don't know the whole story, but I'm going by what I just see. I don't really see little Michael really romancing Jasmina like that. He doesn't tell her like, oh, hey, you are the Amazonian Caribbean goddess and you light up my life and here's some flowers and I'm gonna bring the chef in or something. I mean something. I don't see that. You know, and I can say that she may play a part in that, but I'm thinking like they are just meeting each other. So the courting time hasn't come. So in these 8 weeks, he need to be in there saying something or making something happen. He should be wooing. He should be coming with two two bouquets of flowers every day. But okay, that's a lot to ask for, Mike. So Doctor Dr. Pepper had mentioned that I guess Jasmine has taken her advice of like becoming much softer. And Jasmine pretty much said that came about because Michael again he got more vulnerable and he talked to her more. So she felt like that kind of opened her up to become more softer. And Dr. Pepper mentioned to both of them, she was like, "Well, what do both of y'all need to, I guess, unlearn? I guess them to help the relationship." And Mike said he felt like the whole time he was like a lone wolf, and anything that came in his life, he had to be strong and deal with it like on his own. So that's where it came from. Like he's not a vulnerable person or willing to share what's going on with him. And Dr. Pepper asked Jasmine the same thing, and she was like, "Well, yeah, I'll piggyback off what Mike said." And I was thinking like, no, because that's not her digging deep enough to, I guess, decide or give an answer. Dr. Pepper agreed with her, like, well, yeah, both y'all could do the same, but I thought it was like a lazy effort. You know, somebody give their explanation of something going on, and you be like, yeah, what they said or whatever. It's like, nah, that ain't digging deep enough. And the scenario came up in a conversation with Dr. Pepper and Michael and Jasmina about, I guess, planning a family. And something I was really surprised about that Jasmina actually wants to have like a lot of kids. So she feels like they need to, get started. And I just never pictured that because I guess they haven't been in that space to really talk about like having kids. But Dr. Pepper brought an excellent point up. She like, well, I get y'all planning a family or talking about kids having in the near future 18 months to 2 years or what have you, but at some point, like to have kids is going to require some sex. They seem kind of embarrassed about it, whatever, but she telling the truth. Because I know I wouldn't want to sit and talk about all these wonderful dreams and all of that, and like we're not even doing the basics. You know, I I don't get that. It's like you selling me a fantasy. So like we're not even holding hands, but you talking about we could have 3 and 4 kids or whatever. You gotta do more than hold hands to have 3 and 4 kids. So in the confessional, Mike had mentioned that like how Jasmina speaks of what's holding her back, of her not feeling that spark or attraction. That's really hard to see, and I really get that because I mean that's just I don't know, feel like a knife in the back or whatever. Jasmine is speaking her truth, but it's like I'm working hard, I'm trying to grow attraction and all of that, and you keep saying, "Hey, I'm not attracted. Hey, I'm not attracted." Like, where do we go from there? But I guess in a sense, I've heard before that really in I guess a strong marriage, you're really supposed to focus on like what you're doing. So if both of y'all are focused on what you're doing towards the other person, which should be positive, everything should work out. And that's where it came to make sense where Pastor Cal was saying like when Jasmina didn't really want to kiss Michael or whatever, like let keep getting them kisses and one day it might feel good. She might get that spark and say, "Oh, this is my husband and I want to be with him." So that's where that really made sense. So you just supposed to, I guess, keep chugging away and plugging away till you get some results. And at this point, Michael don't have much time anyway, because that's how we always got to talk about what Michael is doing or how hard Michael is trying, because that's what it seems like. It's like Jasmina just sits back and just says, "Well, I'm not there yet, so Michael need to keep coming forward or what have you, and he needs to do all the work." And pretty much that was it for them. It was real calm and quiet, but Michael's just getting at this point getting fed up to being friend zone, and of course he should want more than that, but he also knows that it's going to be pretty tough to get another Jasmina. And I'm gonna say when I say the looks wise, that's what I'm gonna say because yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. But it's we coming down to the stretch. But do I believe Michael really has a chance? No. I believe Jasmine's going to continue to, like I said last week, move the bar where he won't ever be able to connect. He will always be at a 5 or a 6 or something. It won't be enough to say yes on decision day. And if she does say yes, they get a bonus for saying yes, and then she'll divorce him afterwards. So pretty much that's it for the next week episode with concerning Michael and Jasmine. It just looks like it comes down to Michael just saying, "Hey, like I don't want to be just your friend. We good to be friends, but I'm not here just to get another buddy or roommate. He already got 2 female roommates. He don't really need Jasmine." So pretty much that was it. Drop down in them comments. Let me know what y'all think. Something I missed, a point you want to make. And as I always say, keep rocking with me. This is the first installment, 1 of 4 for Married at First Sight. So hold on for the Mark and Lindsay, Steve and Noy, and Katina and Lajwan. Maybe not in that order, but just mention it. So as I tell y'all, y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.